Why, hello, hello, hello. It's another thrilling week of coffee time where I go to the Daily Mail website and look at the news. Yes, good news, everybody, and it genuinely is good news. Hamza Yousef, the leader of the SNP, that's the Scottish Nationalist Party, has quit. Yeah, he has quit. We've got some footage here of him heading over to Holyrood to make his announcement. I don't know if you can just see this now. Here he is. He's heading over there. He's heading over there, and wow, this is very exciting. Yeah, that kind of illustrates his entire premiership. Yeah, Hamza Yousef is gone, and the SNP is in turmoil. The death knell came when he broke away from the Greens because there was a coalition which brought stability to the Scottish Parliament, and he said, "Nah, not having any of that," and he's gone. And, you know, here is some real footage of him. Apparently, he was tearful. See, politics could be a brutal business, and yeah, good riddance. Good riddance. There's not much else to add, really, because he was useless. Horrible man. And he's gone. What else have we got here? Oh, we've got more Russians blocking GPSs of planes. We covered this last week, didn't we? Yeah, 2 Finnish passenger jets had to turn back in mid-journey because the Russians are jamming the GPSs of the Baltic nations over the Baltic nations. Yeah, 2 Finnair flights from Helsinki to Tartu in Estonia were forced to turn around and return to Finland on Thursday and Friday last week after they were reportedly unable to navigate safely. Remember, folks, I keep telling you, you've got to stay at home. You can't go out there. It's dangerous. Stay at home. And that is what a Finnair looks like. I should really get everything lined up properly. There you go. That's nice, isn't it? So those Ruskies, of course, it's probably to do with the Ukraine war, and that's why they're doing it. And yeah. Oh, here we go. This is an important one. Who remembers the vid? Do you remember the vid? Yeah, well, anyway, AstraZeneca has admitted in court that its vaccine can cause a deadly blood clotting side effect, yeah. And there's a big multi-million-pound class action going on at the High Court at the moment, where dozens of families who allege they or their loved ones were maimed or killed by the vaccine they're looking up to 20 million pounds in compensation. Meanwhile, Cambridge-based AstraZeneca, which is contesting the claims, acknowledged in legal documents submitted to the High Court back in February that its vaccine can, in very rare cases, cause TTS, which is thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome. Yeah, so there we go. That's nice, isn't it? That's a stock image, that is. Well, no, it's from Reuters actually. Oops. But yeah, this is what causes the blood clots. Again, this was reported back at the time, I believe. But also, the funny thing is that COVID itself can cause a similar clotting of the blood, which is one of its issues. But yeah, this is reporting that AstraZeneca's admission could lead to payouts on a case-by-case basis. But they're going to have to prove it all. But of course, the taxpayer will foot the bill of any potential settlement because of the indemnity deal that they signed with our stupid government because we were desperate for a solution to a vaccine that had was it 4% hit rate? Blimey. Now again, I had the AstraZeneca. I had it twice, and twice it made me feel very, very ill. Second time, I thought I was going to die. And that's why I went to the doctors and I discovered that I had an underlying health condition, that I had diabetes type 2. I didn't realise I had it. And this is the thing with COVID and the vaccines, is if you've got an underlying health condition, COVID and this vaccine, not the others, because the other ones have been fine. I'm fully vaxxed because I'm immunosuppressed thanks to my diabetes. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And if it does go against AstraZeneca, we're going to be paying. Woohoo, isn't that great? Meanwhile, it really is like the 1980s back here. Mel Stride, the Works and Pensions Secretary, is targeting people who are claiming disability benefit. Apparently they're targeting 3.5 million people. Some of these, they say, have mild mental health issues and are going to be told to get back to work. Now this is hilarious, right? This is hilarious because, and this is the stupidity of government. This is the stupidity of government because they're going to spunk all those millions on this Rwanda plan, right? All these millions, and to pay for it, they're going to target the sick. This is classic Tory tactics. Classic. You got to love them. You've got to love them. This is classic 1990. I'm surprised Margaret Thatcher hasn't risen from her grave. Mind you, didn't they concrete over it just to make sure? So yeah, personal independence payments, grants could be changed. I've even heard that they were saying to give out vouchers. Now again, if you are disabled, and again this affects us because Herb's disabled, he doesn't get PIP, but he gets disability living allowance because he's on the milder end. You know, he's still entitled to that. But the idea of him getting vouchers, it's not going to help. How are we going to spend those vouchers? What, does Sainsbury's accept them? You know. But yeah, this is typical shenanigans. And look, here is a moron and another moron. There you go. None of them are fit for purpose. We need a revolution, baby. Boy, we need a revolution. We're never going to get it though. Meanwhile, Asda are warning families about a £250 voucher scam. This is going on Facebook again. You've got to be so careful. Everything out there is a scam. Everything is a scam. And if you want advice on how to avoid scams, send £250 to my bank account and I will show you how. Anyway, yeah, these are fake posts that went viral on Facebook over the weekend. And I guess these are some of the fake posts. And again, it promises £250 payouts from Asda, and people are gullible and greedy, and that's how the best scams work. They appeal, and here's a picture of Asda if you don't know what it looks like. And this is how scams work. They're usually on a promise. You obviously, want some cash, and it's just not real. They don't even try these days. They don't even try. It's really quite boring. Can't do that one. Here we go. Computer says no news. This is the story of a lady called Patricia. Right, she's got a problem. She's got a big problem. She was flying from Chicago to Marquette in Michigan when she was boarding the flight with her daughter when she was confronted by the cabin crew. Right? The thing is they expected her to be a baby. Right? And she's not a baby. Here's Patricia. Now the thing is Patricia, God bless her cotton socks, is over 100 years old. She's 101. Right? So, right, she was born in 1922, and the computer just couldn't fathom it out and put down. Again, it must have adjusted. It just didn't work. The computer glitch put her down as being born in 2022. yeah, so she's she keeps being mistaken for a baby because it isn't the first time it's affected Patricia, who's a former nurse. She said the same thing happened to me last year, and they would say they was also expecting a child and not me. But on both occasions, she said that the airline staff were kind and helpful and admitting that there must have been a glitch. On one trip, airport staff were expecting a baby and so did not have a wheelchair ready for at the terminal. So, and yeah, that happened on American Airlines. There you go. Computer says, lots about Hamza. Yousef's leaving. Oh, we did this one the other day. Well, I think we covered this one before about the criminology student, right? Who was caught drug driving at 100 miles per hour. Anisha Khan. Or maybe we haven't. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think we have actually. Anyway, sometimes you got to put the crime into criminology. Well, Anisha Khan was caught doing 100 miles an hour and found to be 3.5 times over the limit for cannabis when stopped on the M6. And at the time, the 25-year-old gave her sister's name and address. Right? This happened at midnight on August the 20th last year. And poor Naila, her sister, was unaware of the incident until she got a court notice in the post several weeks later. And then, of course, she contacted the police. And when the police finally did catch up to Khan, she said that she was escaping an abusive marriage and claimed friends had pressured her to drive the Seat and gave her sister's details in the event where she was stopped, as Naila was insured to drive the car. Meanwhile, at Chester Crown Court, where the case was being heard, she was looking at 2 years in jail after she pled guilty to drug driving, perverting the course of justice, driving without insurance, and driving without a licence. Yeah, she had no licence and was previously banned from driving. It's wonderful. Here she is going to court. Right, here you go. Here she is going to court. But anyway, don't worry, folks. Don't worry, she got let off. She got let off. Yeah. They said there was remorse, and that her sister actually forgave her for the incident. Right. So yeah. What did she get instead? I'm trying to find. Yeah, she was sentenced to 12 months in jail, suspended for 18 months, after her sister wrote a glowing character reference. God, she owes her sister a drink or a spliff, and yeah, I think she's been banned from driving again. Just get away with anything. Get away from Moida these days. Couldn't you get away with Moida? Meanwhile, Gerard Depardieu, he's in custody. Yeah. Shall I do it? Let's do it. Someone obscures my view of you. Who? Gerard Depardieu. Yeah, he's in custody in Paris today because he's been accused of sexually assaulting 2 female workers on film sets. The 75-year-old is already under investigation for multiple similar crimes, including unlawful okey pokey. And I don't mean the dance. Yeah, he's looking a bit sombre there, thinking I would have got away with it if it wasn't for those pesky women. So yeah, who'd have thought it, eh? The downfall of the legend is Gerard Depardieu. Blimey. Meanwhile, Nick Ross has come out and said he knows who killed Jill Dando. It was that Barry George, he says. Oh dear. No, he didn't. They rounded up the village idiot. Here he is, Nick Ross, back in the day with Jill Dando. Again, for those of you who don't know, Jill Dando was brutally assassinated on her doorstep by a lone gunman back in, God, when was it? Turn of the millennia, 1999, I think it was. And they accused Barry George, who thought he was related to Freddie Mercury, among other things. He was quite deluded. He's the local community care nut job, you know, the village idiot. They rounded up the village idiot and tried to frame him. You know, he got released and his second trial collapsed. You know, he never got any compensation. They said he wasn't admissible. But yeah, Nick Ross reckons Barry George did it. It was him what done it. Blimey. And we're lucky that we haven't got Nick Ross, you know, investigating crimes. There you go. And everybody like, oh yeah, but what about the residue found in his pocket? It was cross-contamination when they did the forensics. That was proven a long time ago. And that's all they had on the guy. Doink. Meanwhile, librarians are furious. What? Why would... Was somebody making noise in the library? Did somebody start eating an egg sandwich in the library? What could make librarians furious? Well, they've slammed Penguin Random House because Penguin Random House posted on Instagram that libraries offer free public spaces where everyone can feel safe, relax and find opportunities. Librarians can even provide mental health support and quiet spaces for relaxation. Triggered. I'm triggered because I don't want safe spaces. I want unsafe spaces because I'm a contrarian. And librarians said, we're not therapists or trained mental health professionals. Don't put that on us. Don't put that on our shoulders. One librarian wrote, "Thanks for your support. Although it's misleading to say we as librarians offer mental health support to the public, we are not trained and explicitly trained not to give mental health, but to refer them to professional help." So fancy doing that. Fancy doing that. Mind you, if the Tories find out, they'll be saying, you know, if you need, don't bother with the NHS, go to your library. They'll be able to, librarians will be able to cure all that ails you in your mental headspace, you lunatics, you mentalists. Yeah. Meanwhile, Putin has showed off his spoils of war. It's a British armoured car. Well done, Mr. Putin. Well done. We're very proud of you. Again, we're friends of Mr. Putin. No, we don't agree with the war. We just don't want to end up falling off of any high-rise car parks or out of any windows or off of any yachts. Imagine me falling off a yacht. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? They call it doing a Maxwell, isn't it? Doing a Maxwell. Apparently, the king of the dinosaurs, T-Rex, get it on, get it on, get it on, wasn't that smart. I didn't think they were because they're extinct. We're not. And that makes us instantly smarter than the dinosaurs, doesn't it? Apparently, the T-Rex, which died out about 66 million years ago, roughly, you know, give it a few years either side of that, you know, they reckon they're not as smart. Researchers have poured cold water on the idea put forward by a neuroscientist last year that the was it thunder lizard? Is that what they called it? Possessed a baboon-like cognitive ability and was capable of problem solving. Couldn't solve a problem of an asteroid hitting the planet, could it? Weren't that clever? But yeah, other people in the scientific community debunked the theory. They reckon that its brain power was more likely comparable to today's reptiles, such as crocodiles and lizards. And a new study conducted by an international team of paleontologists, behavioural scientists and neurologists, including experts at the University of Bristol and Southampton, that's University of Bristol and Southampton, they're not to combine, they're two different universities. I should have split it. Dr. Darren Nash, you can trust him, always trust Darren. He said the possibility that T-Rex may have been intelligent as a baboon is fascinating and terrifying, right? But our studies show all our data is against the idea. They were likely more like a smart giant crocodile, and that's just fascinating. Have you seen how fast those crocodiles run? Do you remember when they got an old lady, it got a dog, and then it pulled her in and out? That'd be like a T-Rex, wouldn't it? But it could run faster. So there you go. So T-Rex is not that smart. I'm really glad. We've got that sorted, because I was worried about that. I was worried. Was you worried about that? What else have we got? Oh, there was that story on here earlier, wasn't it? I forgot to. It's disappeared. Wait a minute. There was a story. There was a Norfolk story that the missus wanted to hear about. Let me see if I can find it. I'm searching. Here we go. I found it. Right. This is. We find this under NFN. That's normal for Norfolk news. Don't get too much of that. But yeah, villages at war. As the war between parish councillors is branded Norfolk's Brexit. I don't think so. Right. Ormsby St Margaret with Scrapby Parish Council, incorporating the smaller community of California, is far from united. California Sands. This is close to where the in-laws live. A bit of feud between the council from the two main villages of Ormsby and Scrapby has led to years of upset and rancor, and there's been threats of violence and bullying, and there's a police investigation. And there was 2 separate annual village fêtes being held because a joint venue couldn't be agreed. This is serious stuff. Meanwhile, even the dead have not been able to rest because of a body that was buried in the wrong plot, which ended up leading to an exhumation. Things have become so bad that some Scrapby members want to declare independence from Ormsby in what's been dubbed Norfolk's Brexit. And here's the local church in Ormsby. It's just down the road from Scrapby. And is there Chinese down there, isn't it? Or was that Emsby? I was getting mixed up. Ormsby, Emsby, Scrapby. And here's the local sign. So there you go. But the thing is, right, is if you've ever lived in Norfolk, and some of us have, you'll realise that they have blood feuds. Where we were, the village we were, one of the old geezers there, who had only been into Norwich something like 4 times in his entire lifetime, and he was knocking on a bit. He explained that the north and south of the village were battled against each other. There were still rivalries going on, and again, it's to do with people like cousins marrying. You know, if someone from the south married from outside the village, they'd be blacklisted because they were expected to marry their cousin or something. You know, it's really bonkers. It's really, but they can't get along. They just can't get along. Ormsby resident Christina is quoted to have said, "The behaviour is absolutely appalling. It's affected my whole life." It was, because she quit as parish council chairman 3 years ago. "I made attempts time and time again to tell councillors they could not behave like this, but realised it was completely futile." So yeah, the bad blood has seen 6 resignations among councillors and clerks in the villages. And here's a sign for Scrappy. There you go. So that's it, basically. They don't get on. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that... That's the corner. Isn't that the corner of Rotten Troll Lane? Oh, sorry, Rotten Stone Lane. Did they paint the house yellow? The in-laws. The in-laws take a left. Oh no, I've just doxed the in-laws. Oh, we've walked Hannah along that beach. Oh. Anyway, so there you go. That's the story. Utterly boring for most of you because you're going, what's a Norfolk? Why would anyone want to live in a place called Scrapby? Sounds like one of those dubious sexual practices, doesn't it? Where were we? Is there anything else? Good news, everybody. Earth has just received a laser message from 140 million miles away. Don't worry, it was from one of our own spacecrafts. It weren't aliens. It weren't aliens. So, we're all right. If I'd have only stopped, it would have... Oh, here we go. This is Annoying Habits. Annoying Habits, everyone. This is from Bored Panda. It's been collated by poor Bored Panda. The Daily Mail has stolen it. I'm stealing it from them. Annoying habits, everyone, that you might live with, might have. I don't even know what's going on here. It's to do with a dishwasher. Never owned one. Correction, we did have a dishwasher when we lived in a barn, but we didn't realise we had it until close to leaving when we discovered it. I was like, oh, what does this cover do? Oh, it's a dishwasher. But we never used it. That's just evil. Okay. There's a danger of all those falling in, isn't there? Getting in the car and they haven't filled up the tank could be a problem. Yeah, putting your coffee spoon in the sugar bowl. That's just grim. Those are used contact lenses. That's disgusting. And someone took the top off the chocolate muffins. Oh, that's... Who stole the top of the cake? The missus gets that. Oh, that's another... That's just the humanity. What? The husband said his wife stashed sunflower seed shells in the car. That's in like the little hand bit in the door frame. Oh, and yeah, that's just going to come a cropper, isn't it? Look, we all have accidents, and that's somebody who snuck a bite out of their partner's burger. Nice, lovely. Meanwhile, urinals for women. Two British inventors have created the urinal for women, seeking to expand their business and going into Europe. Because remember, when everyone's united, because when you use this, European. I've waited 30 years to do that joke. 30 years. So yeah, this is Amber Probyn and Hazel McShane. They designed the hands-free Peakwall, they call it, as part of a master's project at the University of Bristol. And yeah, it's a flat pack construction, and it fits. It folds down. And yeah, they reckon it could be used to cut down on hours of queuing at music festivals. There's no roof or doors. That's handy for all the men in dresses. And it's designed to be squatted over rather than sat on. And it's blocked from outside by cleverly positioned curved walls. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? And here you go. This is Again, it's kind of based on one of those. They have these in France, don't they? In the town squares, the pissoir. It's like a fancy pissoir, isn't it? So is it a unisex? Is it a unisex contraption, or is it only for women? I don't know, but it's great if you want to have an outdoor wee, and who doesn't? Bring back the outdoor wee. And here is Amber and Hazel, the two inventors of the Pequel. You might want to change the name. I don't think it's very good. Apparently, this is hypothetical questions that are doing the rounds on TikTok. Would you rather be stuck in the forest with a man or a bear? And this asks this. You ask a woman this. I've got the answer. It's a filthy answer. So you ask a woman, would you rather encounter a bear or an unknown man in the forest? And look, ladies prefer the bear. They're saying, look, well, ladies, it all depends how you want to be eaten. That was something from the Blue Book. Hypothetical questions, eh? Here's a hypothetical. Would you rather be watching this or sticking hot needles in your eyes? Everyone's reaching for the hot needles. Oh, we've got an animal story. I've got a couple of animal stories, actually. What time is it? Oh, it's getting on a bit. So I'm going to... I can't do... I've just thought of a terrible joke. I can't do that. I can't do that. Who wants to see a bear attacking its bear handler? Sometimes the bear wins. Because that's just cruel, isn't it? Let the bear go. Let the bear go. So yeah, we've got some animal stories. I'm going to keep that one. We could do this one. This is an Fiona Finlayson. She's a Scottish needle artist, and what she does is she uses her craft to recreate dead pets, and it's just absolutely amazing. Look at that. And these go for 130 quid. You send them your picture. Here she is. This is Fiona Finlayson. She lives in Livingston. And yeah, that one's got a bit of a boss eye, but you know, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. They're nice, aren't they? They're around 8 inches in tall, and they take 15 hours to create. Well, he's looking a bit sad. And yeah, he's a squirrel. So yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? That's a good one. We've got fishing news. This is Naomi Turner. She has landed, what I've done there is brilliant, landed a new British record because she caught a 72p and 12-ounce carp at Holme Fen Fishery in Cambridgeshire. Right, here she is with her catch, and it means that she has got the record, right, for the largest fish caught by a woman in Britain. And I reckon she stalked her prey for 2 days, and it weighs as much as a Great Dane. And here's another. She's looking pretty pleased with herself there. You could say she's got something to carp on about. And look, he's splashing. Look. And the carp's called Pashley, apparently. He's lived there. He's lived in the lake for a long time. She said, I'm still buzzing and think I will be for a while. She said, I wanted to catch Pashley for a while now, but never in a million years did I think I could actually do it. There you go. Pashley the carp. Oh, that's a shame. I thought I'd solved this. It was a story. Oh, maybe if I can find it. Let me search for it. Come on. Yes, found it. This is the story of Galena the cat. There we go. Galena went missing. And again, it left their owners confused. Galena vanished on the 10th of April. And her owners are going, where's the cat gone? Where's the cat? And of course, they went out searching the neighbourhoods, looking for the cat. And then they got the text message 7 days later, on the 17th of April, informing that the cat, Galena's microchip, had been scanned. This call came from California, and the cat was based in Utah. That's a long way. That's hundreds of miles distance covered. And Carrie Clark, who owns Galena, said, I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was a prank. And I ran to tell my husband that Galena was found, and we broke down, realising she must have jumped into an oversized box that we shipped the previous Wednesday. It was a box that was a try before you buy and filled with steel-toed work boots. And the cat had been returned to Amazon in a box. And Galena had been trapped inside for 6 days without food or water. And Miss Clark said that she'd spoken to the Amazon warehouse worker, Brandy, who found Galena. And she took care of Galena before taking her to the vet the next day. And then the couple booked a flight and were reunited with their family pet. They said despite being skinnier and with some mild dehydration, her blood work was completely normal and she was completely unharmed. And so there you go. Galena the cat had an adventure. Lucky she didn't turn up in the Amazon warehouse section. Can you imagine that? One cat. Previously used. Very good quality. Anyway, let's see if there's anybody in. What we got in today? We have got 10 people in. Blimey. Hetty's in. So good afternoon. Hope you had a nice weekend. It was all right. Bit rainy. We got rained on. It was very, very rainy on Saturday and a little bit rubbish on Sunday as well. So, but other than that, I won board game Saturday. I won board. No, I didn't. That's a lie. Herb won board. I came second. That was right. I beat Verity. That was the important part. I won the previous week, so I was pretty pleased. We played Pac-Man board game, and it was a bit tight. I was looking like I was going to come last, but I came second. But Herb played like a demon. He completely subverted our expectations. So Doctor says, "Did you say spunk?" Yeah, I did say spunk. I'm trying to reach for my. Why not? Why wouldn't you say spunk? Anyway, Payne's in. He says computers don't understand a number 19, but let's have them drive our cars for us. Who remembers the Y2K bug? Who remembers the Y2K bug when everyone lost their minds? It was a bit like COVID before COVID, and everyone lost their minds. And where I work, they said, who wants to work on New Year's Day? And everyone went, oh no, the planes are going to fall out of the sky. And I went, sign me up. And I earned so much money, the most money I've ever worked for a single day's work. It was thousands and thousands of pounds. And it was good. Those were the days. Sorry. Yeah, computers are stupid. Runs in. He says, hi Darren, happy Monday. Indeed. All right, Clive. And TWS has given me $2.99, which is worth, according to YouTube, £1.58. Is that Australian dollars? Is that Australian dollars, TWGS? TWGS? Is that Australian dollars? Great one, Cobber. I watched Priscilla, Queen of the Desert on was it Saturday night on BBC? That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. I remember 1994. Payne says it was a glowing character reference, using a highlighter pen. The photo of Gerald Jeopardy Dog looked like Andrew Neil, indeed. And Run said, I made a librarian angry when I farted once. Again, they don't like odours. They don't like odours. Odours or loud noises. G-Man says, hi Darren, as far as Barry George goes, apparently in that one instance of gunshot residue found in his pocket, experts reckon that 1 in 100 people in London would have had the same residue on the clothes. Yeah, that was a thing, but God, I don't know if it was Channel 4, but they did a study of it years ago, and they reckon the forensics was bust, and there was absolutely no way it could have gotten in his pocket. And there was no way to link the residue to the actual weapon. Apparently this residue comes from lots of armed police officers using public transport. Yeah, it was direct. The version I heard was it was actually contaminated when I was doing the forensics. It was incorrect forensic. They bodged the case. They bodged it, and they went for the local nutter, like they've done. How many times has the police rounded up the local nutter? It's what they do. It's an easy nick, isn't it? TWGS says would. I would too. Why not? Would. And Michael says, cheers Darren, go Bear indeed. And Harry's in. He says, all right Darren, Harry's he's our celebrity. He's our celebrity. You know, we have to do that now. We're not worthy because he's a celebrity. Look him up. TWGS says, yep, Aussie dollars, Precisa is classic. It is, I quite enjoyed it actually. I put it up there because I like Australian movies that are set in the outback. So you got your walkabout, yeah. You got your it's done that again. I love it when it does that. You got your walkabout. You've got your Razorback, yeah, and you got that one. Oh God, the one where the teacher gets stuck in the outback. Oh, with Donald Pleasance in. I can remember the title of it. And that one, I'm a big fan of Australian movies. And Michael says, crikey, indeed, crikey. Crikey. Oh. And Harry says, celeb is in the smallest font. Aha. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm easily impressed. I'm easily impressed. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was Waking Fright. That's the one. I was thinking White of the Eye, but that's Douglas Camel. That's a different one completely. But yes, I like that one. That was a film that was lost for many years, and then they found it, and the complete copy. I remember seeing it years ago. I think it was when it was like incomplete, and then they found like I said, they found a lost tin of film with it in. Fascinating, good one. That fucking terrifying. Anyway, Muriel's Wedding. I'm not such a big fan of that. I like the Outback, the ones when they're in the middle of nowhere, that kind of because you get the scope of how big Australia is. Australia is just so amazingly large. It's unfathomable. You can't imagine how big it is, and you think it's all Outback, but it isn't. They have mountains and stuff, and and snow. It's just really weird. But you wouldn't think that, would you? Anyway, thank you for. G-Man says, does Herb enjoy taking part in board games Saturday? Or does he take convincing? No, he's fully in. He's all in. He's all. But board games Saturday was created, one, as a kind of response to COVID, and two, to help him deal with sport and competitive things and interactions. But no, he's not like that at all. No, he's very in. He's very in. And we've been doing cakes every week. We've been baking on Saturday as well. We're doing just stuff out of a packet, but it's good. He wants to do that for his GCSEs, so we're doing that. So we're doing cooking. ABBA, indeed, ABBA. Who loves ABBA? I think I actually reviewed Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, back in the day in a magazine. We got the cassette. When it was released, and I'm sure I did a review for it for one of the home video magazines when I used to write for them. Those I used to write unpaid because you get all the films early. That was a gig. That was a gig. I used to like that gig. Get loads of like tapes and do reviews. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was when I was important. That's when I was a someone. Now I'm a no one. And here I am begging for £1.58. Look, I'm your dancing monkey. Give me your money. Ooh, 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 ooh. And yeah, we'll do this all again soon, eh? Thank you for watching. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know you've got to drink it up. Ta-ta.